If you are new here, welcome. You are part of the best of the best. There isn't anything better. So, whatever you were doing before, just quit all that. Don't worry about it. Don't look back. This is it, okay? We have the best training. We have the best people. We have the best product, in case you haven't heard. That's why you're here. That's why you said yes to this opportunity. And several of you came in with the Momentum Kit, and you guys are already going to Cancun. I am going to congratulate my associate that came in, Debbie. Go ahead and unmute and say, why did you come in with momentum to earn Cancun? Why did you do that? Real quick. Hold on. Unmute first. I put her on the spot. She did not know I was going to have her do that.
No, I didn't. I just know the product works, and so I wanted to get in here and get back into this, and hopefully change some people's lives. That's my goal.
I love it. Y'all give her a hand. I'm super excited, and I'm glad that we get to go to Cancun together in July. And the rest of you, if you didn't put someone in and earn it yesterday or the day before, please earn it. You have until January to do so. So let's just do it because we need to all be there. I was on a Zoom earlier with Jay today with all VP and above, and there were how many, Steve or Sandra? I'm seeing y'all's faces. What, like 121 momentum kits? Am I right? 121 momentum kits. So multiply that by 2 because the enroller, or 111, whatever it was, I don't know exactly, but 100. Multiply that by 2. So that's 200 rooms. They already had other rooms. So he's going to have to call the resort and see if we have enough room. I heard he might change it to Texas because it's bigger, but I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I didn't hear that. We're totally still going to Cancun, Debbie. Debbie's like, I live in Dallas. We're not doing that. All right, you guys, you're in for a treat tonight. Do y'all remember when this guy that I'm going to introduce you to showed up to tell us about CapEx before it started? It was actually called Customer Acquisition Program before they put these cool acronyms in front of it. And he was willing and able to give us that information. And I need you to hear this. Jay only gets the best in the industry. And Terry has worked for 35 years as a corporate exec in the global direct selling industry. Okay, he knows what he's talking about. He's been all over the place, all over the planet, helping people just like us, just like Jay, make the best better. And he's truly embraced the mission we have here, the vision, the values. Y'all will feel it in a minute when this man speaks. And some of you are new, you haven't heard him yet. But when he speaks, you're going to feel the energy that we all get, that he is just full of joy, and he's genuine and he's kind. And I'm so thankful that Terry agreed to share with us what's going on with CapEx. Some of you are like, what is CapEx? Debbie, that's where you're at. So you're going to get to hear a little bit more about that tonight. We have trainings and all kinds of stuff. But you guys, everyone, seriously, put your hands together for the incredible Terry Newsome, best of the best. Terry, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Carrie, it's my pleasure. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am about being on this call tonight. And I want to thank you for your leadership. You talk about enthusiasm. You're talking about leading by example. That's Carrie Kellums, and just grateful for this opportunity, Carrie.
The floor is completely yours. We have until midnight. I've got my Zoom set up. Nobody can leave, Terry, so it's all you.
Okay. Well, I do want to say that thank you for that overview on where we are at as a company. Okay. We all know that nothing can stop the power of a company and a product whose time has come. And I can assure you, I'm out in the media. I'm in the industry. I've been doing this for 40 years in the direct selling space, and I'm getting calls from key leaders all over the world that are hearing about the Super Patch Company. You are really making a difference. And Carrie, your team is growing. I want to congratulate those of you that are ranking, advancing in rank, that are building a thriving business. You're really making a difference out there, and you're very well represented with Carrie Kellums. Let me tell you, I like to think of her as inner circle. She's one of Jay Dollywall's inner circle. He relies on her input and her leadership so much. She spoke at one of our events. So you could not be in better hands than be working and building your future under her leadership. Many of you, I know of you. I haven't had a chance to meet you. I do know Steve Schultz. So my hero is an absolute legend in this industry. So this team is making a real difference in the growth of the Super Patch Company. And I just want to thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your leadership. And just thank you for embracing the mission, the visions, the value, the goals of this company, because it really shows. As you know, we had a record September, and we're on pace to even have a greater October. And that's thanks to your efforts. Many of you going to the Montreal event November 1st. A lot of you have qualified to go to Cancun. This company, 2025, you can write this down, 2025 will be the year the Super Patch Company rises to the top of this industry. We're attracting big names, big leaders right now, and it's because of your effort. I'm very grateful for you. So Carrie mentioned the CapEx program, okay? So I'd like to share my screen. Carrie, is that okay with you if I share my screen? All right, that would be appreciated. Okay, let's see what comes up here. All right. Let me go to the slideshow mode. Okay, Carrie, can you see that okay?
Yes, sir. We're ready to go.
You know what I love most about this slide? It's because it features Jay Glazer on the 18-story Times Square billboard. Okay. Now, many of you will have the opportunity to actually have your photo, your NIL, right? Your name, image, and likeness right there on that billboard, because we are using that to help promote the key leaders in our industry. But let me tell you why Jay Glazer is so important. If you don't know who he is one of the NFL Fox Sunday, which is the #1 pregame show in all of professional football. He is one of the 4 key broadcasters for that show. It's an award-winning show. He's in the Broadcast Hall of Fame because of his part on that show. So he is generally recognized as an athletic performance celebrity. And he loves our company and our Super Patch products. I mean, the guy, you get within 3 feet of you and he's pitching you on the deal. He's showing you his forearm. He loves this product. So the reason I wanted to feature him on this slide is because I talked to his agent on Thursday. Jay and I have a Zoom call with Jay Glazer this Tuesday, and we are working on an infomercial, which is a 28.5-minute TV commercial is what it is, featuring the Super Batch Company, the VTT technology, Jay Dollywall. We're going to have some key testimonials from people whose lives have been transformed because of this amazing company and technology. But we're in the very final stages of being able to secure an agreement with Jay Glazer to host this infomercial. Now, this is breaking news. I would tell you not to share that with anyone, but you're not going to listen to me. All I'm saying is that we are in the final stages. And this guy, you're talking about passion. You're talking about someone that really wants to make a difference in the lives of others. This is the guy. And so we're going to continue to utilize Jay in the customer acquisition program. We call it the CapEx. And it is a tremendous program. And I would like to take a few minutes tonight, Carrie, to share with everyone why this is so important for our future. Okay, because we're rocking the world right now just with the direct selling division, the network marketing division. We are absolutely crushing it. So why do we want to layer on top of that other channels of distribution, other strategies to be able to help the Super Patch Company reach its full potential, right? That's a reasonable question. So I want to share with you what the strategies are behind the CapEx program and how you're going to benefit from that. First, let me just say that behind every great company is great leadership. I've never met anybody like Jay Dollywall. I want to tell you, I'm here because of that man and his belief and his technology. Can you imagine spending 15 years of your life, $22 million because you have this vision, this dream to help make a difference in the lives of others, to transform countless lives? That's who he is. It's real. Behind the scenes, when he's not on a Zoom call, he's not on stage, he's not traveling the world. He just finished his 8-city European tour. And when you see him behind the stage, behind the scenes, he wants to take wellness to the world, and he wants to do it through you, and he wants to do it through this VTT Super Patch technology. So I'm just here to tell you that Jay Dollywall, I've done customer acquisition programs with 5 other major direct selling companies. I've had significant success. I'd rather be lucky than good. We just happen to, be very fortunate to have success with a couple of those campaigns. Hundreds of millions of dollars in sales, in new customer acquisition, new individuals that are benefiting from our product. And so, but I've never had it really packaged the way that Jay Dollywall is packaged, and we'll get into that in just a few minutes. It is the best customer acquisition program I've ever seen. Jay has instituted some different strategies and tactics to help make it a more level playing field for everyone so that everyone can benefit from it. And of course, no one has access to the Super Patch technology. That's one thing that you have that other companies cannot really say they have. Other companies, they have issues with price erosion. They have issues with white label people, that are white labeling and private labeling their technology so people can get it elsewhere. Other companies create competition against their own distributors and associates. What Jay is very loyal to is that his commitment to you, this CABEX program, is not designed to compete with our current business model. It's to come alongside of, to enhance what you're already doing. And how do we do that? Through the brand awareness, through helping people understand that Super Patch is legitimate, is for real. There's third-party validation on the science and celebrities. It is something that has been statistically proven through our scientific research and our scientific studies. So you are really positioned to really ride the wave of perhaps the greatest product and opportunity to ever been offered in the direct selling space. And CapEx is going to be a big part of that, and I'm going to share with you why. First, let's start talking about our key market advantages, okay? Jay talks about learning these. This needs to be, woven into the very fabric of every presentation that you make. We have what I call 8 pillars of success. It differentiates us from other companies out in the marketplace. They may have some of these. There's some great companies out there, but nobody has all 8. Nobody has what we have. We've got globally protected intellectual property and technology with a VTT technology. We have solutions and products to maximize the marketplace opportunity for you. We're talking billions of dollars in potential. I see it here. It's a $4.7 trillion target marketplace that we can capitalize on. We have products that deliver results, products that work. I mean, that's another thing. You're only as good as the reorder rate of the products that you offer. Our business is based on longevity. It's based on lifetime customer values, right? We want people to not only experience the business on the first time they ever take the product, we want them to continue on smart delivery and continue to take the product. And they're only going to do that if the product delivers on its promise. And how many people here feel like the Super Patch Company products deliver on their promise? It's an amazing thing. We have products that deliver results very quickly. We're regulatory and clinically compliant. That is a big thing for me. That's one of the reasons why I'm here, because I read every word of the multiple clinical studies that have been published on the Super Patch VTT technologies. That's very important. Our competitors don't have that validation. Okay. You don't have to change your lifestyle. There's no lifestyle or diet change or anything required to change. You just incorporate it into your, lifestyle that you're already living. And that's a beautiful thing. And then the price is very reasonable, $60 retail. For $2 a day, you can enjoy the benefits of this amazing product. It's very favorably priced. Anyone can afford it. And of course, the eighth benefit or pillar is the co-op marketing program. And so let's get right into it. Okay, so at the end of the day, I want to just talk about the basics. Carrie mentioned that some of you really don't understand or haven't heard much about the CABX program, and so let me basically share with you why we're doing it. Okay, we want to create brand awareness into the marketplace. Okay, because when you create brand awareness, you create brand loyalty. I mean, people that aren't even with Super Patch, they begin to hear us on the radio. We just had a massive radio campaign with some of the biggest network and broadcast radio networks in the industry, millions of impressions a day. We're doing TV, we're digital marketing, the 18-story billboard. 2 to 5 million people a day see that billboard in Times Square. So that brand awareness and brand loyalty is very important, but it also gives third-party validation. It gives us credibility, knowing that they see us on these major networks. It's also important for win back. Let's say you have someone come in, they try a few patches, and then for some reason or another, you notice they're not reordering every month. But then they see us in the media, and they maybe see that we've launched a new patch with new wellness benefits. And they're like, wow, I don't know why I ever stopped using the Super Patch products to begin with. And you win them back. And of course, if they were in your organization in the beginning and they come back in, they are still with you depending on how long they've been out. So we want to win back your customers for you, and this is a great way to do it. So there's many other reasons, but this is the real basic concept that we just partner with the field. We share the marketing cost of mass media advertising with you to acquire new customers. That's what a co-op is. We all come together, we pull our resources, and then we go out and we make a power buy. We leverage the power of media to acquire new customers. And then when those customers make future purchases, then we share in the revenue with those that have participated in the program. So if you look at it from a simplistic standpoint, it's about mass media marketing, right? So we advertise on mass media, we direct traffic and calls to a performance call center, one that I've been with for decades, the best in the industry. They only get paid if they sell something. It's not like we're spending a bunch of money for answering questions on people that are not really moving forward with an informed decision. And so let me go to the next section. So the Super Patch company spends that money, and the initial customer purchase is very important. So the call centers, they maximize that opportunity. They talk about the primary product. They talk about a secondary product. Let's say someone's having sleep issues, and they don't realize that pain might be a problem or part of the problem they're having with their sleep issue. A stress may be causing them to have sleep issues. So the call center, and I wrote the script, so believe me when I tell you, I know how this works. We probe to identify the need. We probe to find out what works to customize a package for them. And we offer multiple patches so that we optimize every call to generate as much revenue as we can every time someone calls in to inquire about the Super Patch company. So our landing pages, it's the same way. We have pop-ups. We give them different options, but we convert those visitors to sales. So the company pays for the media. We have the cost of goods, what it costs to manufacture the product, the cost center expense. We do have to pay a commission for the sales that they make. The credit card charges, there's a charge when someone uses a credit card. I'm sure you know that. The shipping charges and returns and chargebacks, okay? So we calculate all that to determine what the cost is. So what is the cost per token? And by the way, this token represents a customer. One token represents one customer as it is baked into the strategy that Jay has to let everyone participate in this co-op CapEx co-op marketing plan. So here's how it works. Now, focus and concentrate now, because this is a very important aspect of what I wanted to share with you tonight, okay? So how do we determine the token price? Well, we take the revenue per customer, which equals the total customer revenue from the initial purchase and the number of orders. So we calculate that, and that we use an example down here. Let's say the total customer revenue from initial customer purchases was $12,000. The number of orders was 200. So 200 people bought $12,000 worth of product. The revenue per customer is $60. So then we calculate the CPA, cost per acquisition. And we divide the total cost of sales into the number of orders. For an example, we have $17,000 that were generated. We divide that by 200. It comes up to a CPA of $85. Okay. Now, remember, the customer only spent 60 and the CPA is 85. So there's a $25 difference there, right? Well, that's how we calculate the token price. We take the difference between the revenue generated, the CPA, and how much, it cost us to generate that customer. So if $60 was generated, but it cost us $85, that was the cost to generate that customer, then we only charge you, the participant, the difference. Okay, now this does fluctuate. This is just an example. This $25 represents the amount of money the company lost on acquiring one customer. So it's a very simple formula, and we really work hard to drive this cost down. Now, Steve Schultz can tell you, because I've had long talks with him about it. I've been doing this for 40 years, and other direct selling companies, the token price or the customer acquisition price was $80 to $120 per customer. So the reason we're able to acquire customers at such a low cost is because we're unique in the marketplace. You can't buy it on eBay. You can't buy it on Amazon. You can't go into a brick or mortar. This product is not available anywhere but from the Superbatch company and from you. So that is why we are, we're not affected by price erosion. We're not affected by other things that are happening in the marketplace. And as a result, we're able to keep the customer acquisition cost down. Okay, so look at it as this inverted funnel here. Okay, so the investment that we make in media, and we're talking to TV, radio, digital, billboard, print media, it goes into this pool. Okay, we generate revenue. We pay commissions on that revenue. The token is a portion share of the marketing cost, the cost of acquisition. The funds from the tokens that are generated are put back into the media spend, and the advertising continues as the media budget is replenished. So it's cyclical in nature. And that means it is a sustainable and scalable program. And that is one of the main reasons why we want you to participate, because that brand awareness, it benefits you. I mean, let's face it, whether you're in the CapEx program, the co-op program or not, that brand credibility, that brand awareness, the brand loyalty, it benefits everyone in Super Patch. A rising tide lifts all ships, right? So you're benefiting not only you and your group, you're benefiting the whole company. It's a beautiful, beautiful concept. So let me give you an example. If this field spends $25 per token and they take all of the 200 tokens that are available, this replenishes the $5,000. It was a shortfall from our example. So all we're trying to do is cover our costs. This is not a profit center for us. Carrie, you and I have talked about this. Trust me when I tell you, Jay and the Subratch Company, we're not making a profit on the cost of what we're selling the tokens for, I can assure you. Okay, so here's another classic example of how it works. And so let's talk about how you benefit from that, okay? So the customer pool, we market, we generate repurchases, we do the back end marketing. We have a drip campaign, autoresponders. We have they will be reinforced through the advertising they see. They may have just bought some Superbatch products and they see it and they say, "Wow, did I make a right decision? Man, I'm seeing Superbatch everywhere." So it generates reorders and repurchases. Okay, so for every CapEx token, it gives the token holder a share of future reorder revenue from the initial customers required. Now think about that statement. Okay, if you buy a token, that token goes into a pool so that future reorders from those tokens that you acquired, that you were a part of, it generates revenue. And all future monthly reorder revenue from CapEx and the customer acquisition program is put into a monthly pool. Okay, now this pool of monthly reorder revenue is shared with all token holders. So we want to make sure that and that's another thing Jay's done that I couldn't do in the past. We assigned individual customers, but some would reorder, some wouldn't. Some people had a huge revenue stream from the customer acquisition program. Others not so much, because you couldn't really tell based on the type of advertising, where it was advertised. There was a lot of variables in place. What he's done here is brilliant, because we are leveling the playing field. We're coming up with a pool and we're cost averaging what the revenue share per token is on a month-to-month basis. That can vary. It can go up. The cost, the revenue share can vary based on the time of the year. I know we're coming up on the holidays. Media is very expensive. Those of you that understand business and advertising, in November, you have what's called sweeps. That's where everybody airs the last, reveal of their TV show that month, and everybody's hanging on the edge. And then they pause for the holidays and pick it up in Q1. So the rates, because the demand for media is so strong in November with Black Friday and all of the things, and then coming up on Christmas, November and December, very expensive to buy media. It's very let's just say that the token costs are higher during that period of time, but it does vary. So if you look at bullet number 5, the monthly revenue per token equals the total monthly revenue order divided by the number of tokens held by the field. And then we come up with a number. And the token will have the following values that will be assessed monthly. So you see the sub-bullet. Monthly revenue per token equals the total monthly revenue divided by the total number of tokens held. The total retail commission, the TRC, is 25% of the token value. In other words, it's just like the compensation plan. We're not changing anything here. The volume that you get from the tokens, it's just like if you had a customer that ordered product that you brought in on your own. It's something that is calculated using a cost average scenario. And so your token, once that value is established, you make 25% of the token value. And then your token bonus value, your TBV, is 60% of the token value, just like it is now. I mean, you take 60% to come up to that commissionable value. Every token in the company is assigned these values every single month. and the comp plan will calculate the payouts based accordingly. So it's just a standard calculation of our comp plan. The total retail commission is treated similar as a retail commission, and the total bonus value or the token bonus value is treated similarly as BV. Very simple, not complicated at all. I love this program and how simplified it is. So what's the bottom line, Carrie? The bottom line is the more total tokens in a member's team, the greater the token bonus value that will count towards payout. So is it possible to recapture your advertising expense if you don't build a team? Yeah, it's going to take some time, right? But to compound, to really get the value out of this, those that build a team will have greater volume, because if their team participates in the CapEx program, then that volume will roll up. It's just like any other, situation where you've got a team and you're creating value and you're creating customers. That volume will count, and so the more tokens you have, the greater volume you will have as a result of others participating that are on your team, and that counts towards payout. Over here to the right, we've kind of got a simplified version of that. Take a minute and take a look at that. And down at the bottom, it said the members' payout will depend on the size and structure of their team, their rank, and the number of tokens accumulated and held by them personally and their team. So it's no different. We're not changing anything. The only thing you're doing is you're participating in a co-op. You're getting tokens based on that participation, and the way you recapture your advertising expense, your participation expense, is that we revenue share with you by giving you volume, paying you commissions, retail commissions. We're paying you the bonus volume commissions, and it's a way for you to be able to recapture your expense. So this is a very important slide here. So Carrie, I know I went over time. I apologize. You told me to keep it brief, but at the end of the day, I can't help myself because we are so excited about the future. I want to just acknowledge the fact that we've sold out on the tokens almost immediately every time they become available. So that's a testament to you and the rest of your team, because you're doing a great job of promoting this program. So the demand for tokens exceeds the supply right now. Okay. But I can assure you that's going to change, because we're coming out with some TV campaigns, with an infomercial. We're doing a lot of things, press releases, just a brand awareness. We've got a lot of different pathways we're going to use to generate customers. This is only the beginning. We are just now getting started with this program. So I want to thank you for your patience. And I really appreciate your support. And Carrie, thanks for the time. It's an honor and pleasure. I feel like I'm a part of your team, man. And I see you on the group text and the leadership team. Your voice is heard. Your team's voice is heard through you. And that servant leadership, the way that you conduct yourself and that you represent the best interests of your team, is a sight to behold. And it's an honor and pleasure to be working with you. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing now.
Thank you so much, Terry. That was amazing. I have a pretty important question for you.
Sure.
Okay, and feel free to say no, but would you allow for questions to be asked as we have navigated into what it looks like? I know some have had questions. Either I could ask you some of those, or I see Lori threw her hand up. Do you have a little bit of time to answer a couple questions?
Of course, whatever
Okay.
you need.
Lori, go ahead and unmute and ask your question, because I know you're dying to do it.
Well, no, my question is, where do we see our commission from the tokens themselves?
Lori, hold on, Terry, don't answer this, because this is my thing. So Steve did a training for us, Lori, and it's in Miracle Workers, and he shared his screen, because Steve would eat my lunch if I didn't say this in front of you. He went and showed exactly what that looks like in the back office. And so I'll tag you in that post on Miracle Workers, okay?
Yeah, because I've seen it before, but I can't find it again.
Yeah.
So I'm confused.
I'll tag you again.
Thank
Anybody
you.
have questions about one of the questions, Terry? This is one that I'll ask you that has been asked to me is, how's it going so far? How is Jay feeling about this program with us just being a couple months new to it?
Well, Jay, he is driven by his purpose. He is a purpose-driven individual. So the fact that we're getting the name Super Patch out there and people are taking notice. I mean, at one time, I won't tell you how many thousands, but it was thousands of people a day were going to the website from the radio campaign and we're reading about Super Patch and the testimonials. And sometimes when you've got an innovative product and a new product, then a decision to buy that product is a process, not an event. Okay, it's not like you're going to the store and you're saying, "Look, I'm looking for this particular brand product because I have a need." This is new to people, so he is very pleased that uh, we're able to deliver the message, the Super Patch message, to literally millions of people at a very low cost, because I've been doing this for 40 years. So I'm kind of an advertising guy, my media buying guy. So I can tell you, he is very pleased because why do you think so many competitors? Why do you think the whole world is like, dude, what is the Super Patch coming in? I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm hearing it everywhere. People are leaving my group and joining this Kerry Kellum's team, and I'm tired of it. What's happening? What are you guys doing that's so different, that's so unique? So he feels, and I don't speak for Jay, okay? I love this man. I have so much respect for this man. I would never speak for him. But based on my conversation with him, he's pleased with the fact that we are serving our mission by telling the story and giving people the opportunity to participate and to use Super Patch products and technology to transform their life and to give them a better quality of life. And this CapEx program is really helping with brand awareness. And as it's just like frequency, anybody in advertising will tell you the frequency of the message is as important as the message itself. How many times have you seen a TV commercial over and over and over again? You saying, "Wow, man, that product must really be successful," or they can afford to advertise all the time like they're doing. So this is a process. We are going to, as we ramp up our spending, as we ramp up our reach into different media channels of distribution, we will do even better. But and he is so pleased with the fact that the demand exceeds the supply. He feels like the company is rallying behind CapEx and behind his decision to go out into the media to help you, to soften the market for you, right? So he's very pleased with your participation. He's pleased with the initial offering. We did lead with a sleep patch at first. Our next wave, we're going to probably be focusing on the Freedom Patch, right? Because it is a great product, and it would, we listen. Lord only knows there is a need for a non-invasive, drug-free solution to minor aches and pains and quality of life. So I think a long answer to your question is I think he's pleased, and I think he knows that the best is yet to come.
Yeah, I love that. You guys hear that? So they're watching it, they're seeing it. And what I love that Jay said recently, Terry, was if there isn't a patch for it yet, it's because the need isn't there yet. They're watching the industry, you guys. This is professional people. Terry was brought on to make the best better. It was great before Terry came along. Now we're ramping it up. And with these ideas and everything that's going, you just want to be a part of it. And to me, Terry, the short answer is don't leave money on the table. I just feel like don't leave money on the table, Mary Ryan, I see your hand is up. Unmute and ask your question. A couple more questions, Terry, and then you'll be set free.
Sure. No problem.
Have to speak. Hello, you can hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you, Mary.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Terry, first of all, thank you for spending the evening with us and sharing your knowledge and all the hard work you put into this program. I really appreciate that. What my understanding was that these tokens keep on accumulating. but then I noticed that after 18 months, they stop. And I was wondering if you could address that.
Yes, and please try to follow me on this because this is a very complicated, high-level strategy. Jay has put an 18-month limit for your benefit. Now think about it. If the token value is determined by the total number of tokens in a pool and then divided to come up with a token value, okay? If you don't put a limit, there's going to be so many tokens in the pool that the token value is going to be so small that it really doesn't have a financial impact. So by limiting it to 18 months, it limits the dilution of the pool so that
Okay.
it guarantees that the token values will at least maintain a certain amount so that the revenue from such will be more meaningful. So he really did it for your benefit. It's an
Okay.
insurance policy that we don't have millions of tokens and your fraction is your token value is 2 cents. Okay. So
Right.
we had to put a limit on it. 18 months is a lot because let's face it, Mary, you know what the lifetime value of customers that aren't participating in the opportunity, right? If they're an associate, they're going to stay on auto smart delivery, they're going to buy, they have to qualify, they have to have personal volume, all those things. But a customer, they get distracted. They have other patch companies trying to knock us off and they try other things, right? So really, not every customer is going to stay on for 18 months anyway. So we're
Right.
not really eliminating, the lion's share or the bulk of the people that are participating. We just want to not dilute it to a point to where it's not meaningful. Hope that answers your question.
So then at 18 months, like 4 of them will drop off, but then you buy 4 more. So you'll always have like 18 months worth.
Right. In
Okay.
other words, the 18 month is the lifetime value of the token as it relates from the date that you bought those tokens. So every token has a different 18-month date on it, and it's tracked. So
All right.
great
I
question, Mary.
appreciate that.
I can
that
tell
answer.
you're a genius. So keep those questions coming.
She sure is a genius, and she's
She
from
is.
Wisconsin, like Steve. They're
I'm from
cheesy
Wisconsin.
geniuses, Terry. Cheesy geniuses. I love it. That's a great question, Mary. I know several had that. Janine, I see your hand is up. Unmute and ask Terry your question. You guys make sure your questions are about the CapEx program, please. Just double checking that you understand that.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that he answered my question because I was wondering why the demand was exceeding. It just seemed to me that the amount each person would pay would be less, but now the revenue generated would be less too. So that was my question. If there's a greater demand, why can't we just keep selling the tokens? Is that the reason why they don't do that, Terry?
Well, the reason the demand is season supply is because of me. I'm not able to generate customers fast enough. Okay. But I measure twice and I cut once. I don't want to spend money just to spend money. I want to be able to target a specific demographic, psychographic, a specific group of people. Okay. For an example, Freedom, the pain patch, I'm targeting 55 plus because fossils like me, older people, tend to have more aches and pains than you young bucks on this Zoom call. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that we spend the money wisely. We generate customers that will stay on the product and do have a wellness need. So, but it's like with anything else, you test, right? You measure twice and then you only cut once. And so we are ramping up our spending. So a lot of that has to do with, with the amount of, media and the advertising we spend. And this time of the year, the cost of media is very expensive, and that's part of the equation. What it costs you to pay for media, if you're paying a CPM, the term CPM stands for the cost to deliver your message to 1,000 people. If your CPM is much higher in October, November, and December than it is in Q1, then it doesn't make sense to load up and spend all of your money in Q4 when in Q1 it's people are going on their wellness journey. They want to work out. They join gyms. They go on a diet. I've gone on a diet every January 1st my entire life. Okay, so we're going to load up heavy in Q1. We're just really being careful with your money because you're funding the media. We're just getting we're recapturing the cost of generating these customers, and we want to be good stewards of your trust.
Okay, and you're keeping each token to represent one customer. You're not going to be diluting that. Is that correct?
That is our intent. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much for answering my questions. I
You're
appreciate
welcome,
it.
Janine. Very nice to meet you. Nice
Nice
smile.
to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you, Janine. Hey, Terry, I laughed a little bit because you said fossil, but like it helps me with my pain, okay? Not only my aches and pains, but my pains of raising teenagers that coming in here going, Mom, can we run to the store? Mom, can we do this? I'm like, guys, just get out, go play in the street. Y'all,
You're too kind.
Steve, would you like to unmute and add anything here before we let Terry go?
Yeah. First of all, Terry, thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing. I know you hear that every single day, but we certainly appreciate it. Listen, guys, I just want to wrap a bow around what Terry was talking about. What Terry just went through, he was explaining how the sausage is made. We don't need to know all of that. Okay? We don't need to know we need to, you know what I need to know about this phone is that it works. I don't know the intricate details of how it all works. And what Jay told me was participate. Just participate and get your entire team to participate. And he said to me, whatever amount of tokens are offered to you and your team every month, just buy them and see what happens. I am letting the experts control this rocket ship, with what Jay is doing and what Terry's doing. The reason Jay brought Terry in is because Terry's done this before. He's like, I got this. Dude, stay in your lane. I got this. I'm not going to try to get in Terry's lane. I'm just going to listen to what he says and take their advice. Now, yes, there are certain questions that we have, but don't get caught up in that, okay? And listen, what Terry was describing here is just a part of our compensation plan. It's just an addition to everything else that we get paid on. But like Carrie said, don't leave the money on the table. And you want to participate every single month, and you want everybody in your team to participate every single month. And the words that Jay told me was, he said, Steve, for people who don't have big teams, it's a slow build. It's a slow build. But there becomes a tipping point where the amount of money that they are going to earn is going to offset how much they invested. And I said, okay. And so all I'm telling you guys is we don't have to know how the sausage is made. Terry does, and I'm glad he does. But all I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to tell everybody that I bring into the business, is just participate. And when the tokens come out, there's a reason that, and sometimes Terry, I bother you so much, and he's so nice to me, you guys. Terry is so nice, and he doesn't tell me that I don't bother him, but I think I do sometimes.
No, you don't bother me, brother.
and I bother Terry and I bother Jay because all of a sudden the 15th of the month rolls around and I'm like, are they out? Are they available? Are they available? Are they available? Hey guys, are they available? Hey Terry, how you doing? Are they available? Because I know they're going to sell out. And we had a number of people on our team that didn't get tokens last month, and some didn't get tokens this month. So the second that you guys hear us, and that's why you got to stay close to Miracle Workers. And Carrie and I almost have a contest with each other who can post it first. It's like, get this information out. And as soon as it's posted, go buy them. Go buy them and tell your team to go buy them. Because guys, obviously our entire team is not on this Facebook page. A lot of people just don't pay attention. So it's our job to make sure that we get it to you, then you have to get it to the rest of your team. And the same thing when the boost patches are released. There's a certain number of packs that are available. And Terry, do not mention this because you just don't say a word what I'm about to say. Our team is going to buy them all. You guys are going to buy them all.
I love this team.
So make sure that you stay close but just participate. And that's all I want to say, Carrie. So Terry, once again, thanks, buddy.
Thank you, brother,
Steve.
for your leadership. And you call me anytime. I learned so much from you. You're my hero. I've told you that. I've shouted to the rafters to anybody that'll listen. Thank you for your leadership. And you are right. Participate, be ready near the 15th every month, and make sure that you get your tokens, because, down the road, as we scale, this will be meaningful, because that volume you will begin to see as your organization grows.
Oh, yeah.
That volume will make a difference in your rank advancement and your revenue.
Yes.
So, thank you so much, Terry. I appreciate you. You can listen for the last 35 minutes. Just kidding, gang. We're not staying for 35 more minutes. You can listen for the last little bit, or you can go ahead and hop off. I have a couple of more things to say. But Terry, you guys, everybody unmute real fast. Say thank you. And then mute back, because I got a couple of things to tell you. Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done.
For sharing.
Thank you.
Listen, you guys, just a couple of more things to tell you before we hop off of here. Here's the thing. When Steve called me up a few years ago and said, or 2.5, and said, hey, Carrie, I want you to check out this company for pain and balance. He called me because he knew I dealt with pain and my little sister had a balance issue. Okay? Steve and I had a prior relationship. We're friends. I literally sought him out in the other company I was in because I heard he was doing something to take people to 5K a month. And I'm like, I don't want to get left behind. So we built this relationship because I was hungry for something. Okay? And if you're on this Zoom right now, you're hungry for something. What I want to point out to you is this. Steve has built at Super Patch over 5,000 people. I don't know the total number, but that's what his team has built in 2.5 years that we've been here. And if you're looking at this Zoom tonight, there's 76, not counting Terry, 75 of us. I don't want that to disappoint you. I want that to excite you. You guys, when I am on, and Sandra and Jewel and Ken and Steve and Melly and Crystal and Teresa, and I'm going to leave somebody out, Lori Radecki, don't let me leave anybody out. Y'all help me. Did I say everybody? Sandra, did I say your name? I'm looking. If you're a managing director and above, I'm trying to keep it all in. We're on those corporate Zooms, okay? It's all managing director and above. How many people are on those Zooms, y'all, that are on there? I mean, 80s, 90s. Granted, there are some people that probably have a job and can't get on. That's not my point. My point is this. The opportunity we have is so new. It's so new to the industry, and there's so few people that are at the top of the ladder, that are in the middle of the ladder, that are at the bottom of the ladder. And so if you're still here and you've been here, maybe you've been here for 2 days. Maybe you're just sopping wet with excitement because you've just felt it and you barely got started, and you might regret it a little bit, and you're probably so scared you're going to pee your pants, but that's okay. Or you've been here for 2.5 years going, dang it, I wish I could make $80,000 a month like Carrie does. Just kidding. I don't make $80,000 a month. Or if you're sitting here going, I wish I had, whatever, and you're comparing yourself, stop doing that. Just show up where you're at. Be proud of where you're at. Any time to come in is a great time. But I want you to understand the value. You're showing up. And do you know what the difference in like all y'all, 75 of you, and the other, I don't know how to do the math, the rest of Steve's team, the 5,000, what's the math, y'all that aren't on here? Y'all do it. 5,000 minus 76.
4275.
Thanks, Sandra. Always coming in clutch. That's why you get a best friend of joining the business, so she doesn't make you look bad by helping you with your math. But you guys, you're separate from them. And what I've heard from Steve from the beginning is the 80-20 rule. Okay? Not everyone's going to participate. Not everyone's going to want to join you. But the 20% that does, gosh, they're going to be so much fun to run with. And you might have some weeks where you feel like it's 90-10 or it's 99-1. Literally, you might feel like that, right? Lori, I'm looking at you, Lori O'Brien, and I'm thinking about where you were 2.5 years ago when I said, Lori, get in. She goes, I don't know what this is. I don't know what you're talking about. I said, just do it because that's what everybody's doing. And I convinced her and I told her it was the best thing ever. We knew each other prior. And then next thing you know, y'all, she's trucking along, staying consistent. showing up to everything, asking all the questions because she has a lot of them. In fact, Lori, I'm going to call you after this. I've had the busiest day and I knew you needed 20 minutes from me. So then next thing you know, Debbie shows up and Debbie has kept her so stinking busy. She met Debbie randomly at a ER. She's at the hospital, just happened to be there, and she was like, oh, let me help you out. And so they live not far from each other, and Debbie has kept her so busy. But it took her consistency. It took her not showing up. And Lori, aren't you glad you didn't just quit because of the few that you enrolled, who, whatever? And Lori's buying tokens every month or however long that it's given to her. Does she have a large team? No. Is she going to? Yes. I have had multiple conversations, Steve. I know you and I talked about this. People, even with small teams, are doing this because they don't want to leave money on the table. The people that we have care so much about helping others. They truly understand what it means to organically build. When I look at this team, when I look, Steve, at what you have built just in the 2.5 years, what we've all done here, there are no huge networkers. There really aren't. None of us came from really large teams and had a really big following and different things like that to be like, hey, I'm over here in Mary Kay, been here for 87,000 years. Come follow me. This is the next best thing since lipstick, right? We aren't doing that. But let me tell you what we are doing. We are aligning with the CEO that today said this. We aren't borrowing anyone's credibility. These are his words because I wrote them down. We are building the legacy. Homegrown, you ready? When you think of homegrown, for me, I think of like Friday night football. The boys are on the field. That's some homegrown boys. When I was in Iowa, we drove past a grocery store, and this homeboy had to have been eating corn his whole life. And I was like, that's a homegrown Iowa dude. And my husband was like, look how big he is. I'm like, it's because he eats corn all the time. So you think of homegrown, you go, oh, warm and fuzzy. I hope you do. If you don't, come to my home and I'll show you some homegrown loving. You think of food that you put on the table, corn-fed, that's right, Sandra. You think of something that you did, that you made. You know, my kids, I made that. Of course, God helped me out, but I made that. That's homegrown. And Jay said it today. We aren't borrowing anyone's credibility. We are building the legacy, homegrown by you and for you. Homegrown by you and for you. I just want that to sit with you and resonate, and I want you to feel how good that feels. I don't care that you didn't bring over thousands of people. At the end of the day, I care that you're here. I care that the patches have made an impact on your life, and you're going to be able to share your story for years and years and years to come. And your legacy is going to know my great, 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 great grandma Diana Dahlberg. She put this patch on me one time, and I turned into a bird. I don't know what's going to happen with these patches one day. We might be able to fly. I don't know. You know? I don't know. I mean, think about it, Steve. It's technology. If it's safe and the world needs it, we might just click our heels and get there. But you guys, I'm super happy you're here. Really quick. Tomorrow morning, Terry came back after I said we might fly. Don't let me speak out of turn. I'm just getting excited, Terry. So tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, and if you're watching the recording, hey, Europe, you're going to get to join us. It's going to be a time that works for you. We're going to do an hour of activity, and it's going to be recorded, and you're going to love it. So please show up. This is the last few days of the month, Steve. This is go time. We've got follow-ups. We have tactics. We have tips. We've got go, go, go. Like, you don't stop. When Terry talks about how big September was, October's going to be even bigger. There are people ranking up, and next Monday, this is my last announcement, then we're going to pray out of here. Next Monday, we're going to join in with another team that is just running and moving, and I know y'all have heard about them. They've got NVPs and RVPs like producing them, like those Iowa corn-fed boys. They are just running. And we're going to join in on their team Zoom, you guys. Like, I had a great conversation with Lori Petrelli. She goes, hey, come listen. I'd love for y'all to come in because we are one team, one dream the whole way long. You guys, it's amazing. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. Kim Brown, please unmute. We got to talk to Jesus because I got a lot to do before October is over.
Okay, that's right. Father, we thank you, Lord, for your love, your grace, and your mercy, God. We thank you, Lord, for this time, Lord, as we gather together, Lord, to learn and to grow in business, Lord, and in fellowship. God, we pray, Lord, your hand of blessing be upon each one that is a part of this. And we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, y'all.